Hiya, kids and cadets. Welcome back to Tommy Time. I appreciate you coming out. So, I had done a couple of repairs. I had technical difficulties with my wireless microphone. I finally got back in business. So, you guys missed a couple of repairs, but I'll try to get you all caught up. So, gentleman messaged me, said he had two mowers, this one and a hyper tough. So he comes out and it was one of my old customers. I didn't realize who it was. I had actually sold him the hyper tough a few years ago. Nice guy. He had come out with his family before, but he was solo this time. So he wanted to know what I'd give him for this and the hyper tough to trade in. So the hyper tough spun over. I spun the blade over. He had the handle folded down. I turned this over to look at the blade, no blade assembly, and no cover to the air filter. So I told him 20 each, showed him my inventory. He wasn't really happy with what I had. Maybe he wanted more for trade in. I know it's a Honda, but I don't know anything about it. So he says, well, what about the hyper tough? Do you think you can fix it? So I kept pulling on it and pulling on it. Finally, after numerous shots of 2+2 instant gum cutter, it puffed off. So he had a full tank of gas. I says, it's $60 to clean the carb. He wasn't happy with that. He didn't want to spend that much. So I says, this is what I'll do. You give me the Honda, and I'll clean the carb on the hyper crap. And we'll call it even Steven. So I went to town right away on the hyper crap. I was grilling him on where he had stored it, because when I had popped the air filter, I saw a little bit of water at the bottom of the filter, and he said it was undercover. So I threw it on the table, drained the gas, and I don't know if you can see that. See the water layer there? There's a bug floating. But look at all that water, considerable amount of water. Can't see it from the top, but you can really see it from the side. Heck of a lot. So I cleaned it all up, sharpened the blade. The safety brake cable was starting to rust. There was only 3 strands holding that, so I replaced that for free. He had a bunch of twine wrapped around the shaft, so I grilled him when he got here and told him get rid of his gas, etc., etc. So he left happy. So I don't know anything about this. If it's something he found on the side of the road and was trying to negotiate, but so I sent him away. Another guy messaged me. He tried to negotiate through messaging, and I said I'd give 20 for this. I haven't even looked at it since I unloaded it. Troy built Honda. Could be a, what is it, 2007 possibly. Conforms to nothing. Yeah, '07 US EPA. So he thought it was a carb issue. I didn't even spray anything in this to see what it would do. Fairly new filter. So I was confident I could do something. So I says, yeah, I'll do 40. So he took a self-propelled unit I had listed for 220. So we were at 180. He gave me 180 cash, and I took this. I think I can turn it around. So that was the other deal. Son helped me. Got a couple of mowers out of my storage stash. I got some questions for you. So this is on my table right now. I'm going through this. I'm kind of low on pushers. I grabbed a lot of self-propelled out of my brother's yard. I use that for storage. So I grabbed 7 mowers, 5 self-propelled because I was a little low, and 2 pushers. Pushers have been blowing out. Sold 5 yesterday between pushers and self-propelled. Sold one of these yesterday, 21-inch yard machine with the bag for 30. I had a bag that fit it, so my son and I found this in the to-do pile, so we grabbed that. He cleaned it up, so we got to discuss this next. But this Troy built TB110, I had seen this rotted deck, and I says, heck, I need the engine off of this. So it surprisingly came off easy. I didn't break any bolts, so it's a long shaft. I have a home for that one. The rest of this is going to the scrapper once I get the wheels off. So I want to ask you guys, I've run into this a couple of times recently, and maybe you have an answer. I couldn't find any reliable information. You experts are going to tell me if I'm going to be able to rectify these things in the future. So son had cleaned this thing off for me. I had already thrown it on the table because I don't have any baby 20s right now. I thought this would be a good one to throw out front. So I was kind of looking at the rust on the flywheel. This thing's been outside, so lately I've been moving I got my brake on. I've been checking the flywheel play, not the end play up and down, but the side to side, because it was rubbing on the coil. I moved the coil back, but you go around and it comes to a point and it starts rubbing the coil because there's play side to side. Is there any bushings that you can buy to rectify this? I know there's an oil seal, PTO side, there's an oil seal, and at the top here there's an oil seal, but I think that's just a seal to keep the oil from flying up. I don't think it would correct the side to side play. You guys, this one isn't bad, but it's bad enough where it was hitting, and I don't want to sell it if it's on its way out. I've had some that were really bad. They had a huge amount of slop. So you guys tell me what you can do for this, or is this going in the pick and pull section, which I can pull a bunch of stuff off of this. Deck's fine. I could probably find another short shaft, put it on this deck actually. Deck is Lawrence Carroll shiny. So you guys can either email me or comment below. I know on some of the older Briggs ones you could get bushings and press them in place. I don't know if these are low budget engines where once that aluminum wears out, you're out of business. So if you want to email me, Tommy.time at Yahoo, or you can comment below. What do you do with that side to side play? Hey, hey, hey. So what else? Just blowing through mowers like nobody's business. Trying to take in decent trades. A lot of people don't have trades, so they've already put it out to the street for either the garbage man or the scrappers. A couple of people come out recently with battery mowers. They don't want the battery mowers. Grass grows like a banshee here in the summertime. It's raining and wet and humid. The grass is going crazy. These battery powered mowers aren't handling it. Batteries are running out of juice. If you don't have 3 or 4 to keep them charged, then you're waiting for them to charge. So they probably didn't use Florida as a test bed for the mowers or any subtropical climate. As I mentioned before, John Deere used to have a test area up at the airport. The airport let them use the grass area around the runways to test out all the equipment. So these guys would just be paid to drive around or push these mowers around. And the engineers would check them for faults. So if they could make it here in Southwest Florida, they figured any warm climate would suffice. Anywho, before I noticed the play here, I had just checked the valves. That's why there's some oil here. And then I was messing with the coil. Notice all that play. And push this one to the side. I'll wait for you guys to comment on what I need to do with it, Mr. Pruitt. You guys have a nice day. Thanks for coming out to Tommy Time. Like I said, I tried to find some videos on rectifying that situation, and I can't come up with anything. If you go out for lunch or dinner, please tip your waitress and wait staff. They're doing an awesome job. Adios, amigos.